So we go the last fight of the evening of the Brexit show here at York Hall.
Absolutely good name.
We've got XHULJO VRENOZI taking on the very game Richard Samuels. And Samuels fancied this. He's coming to have a go at this fight. So
yeah, they're saying beforehand they thought they had a really good chance of causing an upset, but as we know, XHULJO's very, very skillful boxer. He's got all the tools.
Yeah, interesting story for VRENOZI. Obviously, he's been training out in Canada, I believe. He's an Albanian nationality and born, and obviously been boxing here his last few fights, or had a few fights here in the UK, and he's travelled around as well and had some fights around Europe, etc. So he's he's a well-experienced guy, and he's always in great shape.
If you were to design a boxer how they'd stand, how they'd throw their shots, I think XHULJO's probably the template you'd want.
Yeah, textbook. He's very, very, very textbook. Hand up. He's he's got good feet, and pops the jab out nice. Doesn't overreach on the shot. So yeah, he's a very good textbook boxer, and this is an interesting fight for him. It's a good test. Samuel's no mug, and it certainly fancies the game.
He's switching a lot here, isn't he, Kevin? What do you think his more natural stance is?
VRENOZI, we're talking.
Yes.
Yeah, he seems to be boxing out the orthodox style. He seems very comfortable there. I think he certainly looks more natural at the orthodox so far. Whether he can box southpaw as well, but he looks natural there at the moment. Looking to lift up with that left uppercut and throw the right hand over the top.
It's a very smart combination, isn't it? The left uppercut brings the head up and the right hand finishes it off, doesn't it?
Yeah, it just obviously can move the brain in two different directions if you land it. Obviously pushes it up one way, and then obviously the snapping it down as the right hand snaps over the top. So, it can be a very good, you see knockouts with that, because that can happen with that, like I said, a change of direction. But it's good feet there from VRENOZI. He likes to
just switch again from southpaw back to orthodox.
Yeah, it's nice. It's, like you said, he's a nice textbook boxer, very, very skillful. So far, like I say, Samuels is no mug, but he's put Samuels in his shell a little bit with a variation switching between orthodox and southpaw.
Coming up against a switcher who fights up both stances very well is horrible to come up against, isn't it?
Yeah, it's difficult because you don't get the rhythm of it, so you don't get to learn the rhythm of the person because they're constantly switching, so you're constantly having to try and adjust your feet and try and find it. So switch hitting is a very, very good attribute to have.
There's a straight left uppercut right hand again there.
Yeah,
I think he momentarily buzzed Samuels.
And it's a good shot because where you can see with Samuels, there's a gap in between of where he's holding his hand. So the left uppercut's spitting straight out that gap in the middle.
Every time, isn't it?
And then he's looking to try and bring that right hand over the top. So it's very good tactics. what would be good now is to see that now that left uppercut slitting straight through the middle. What I'd like to see is a straight right hand to the body, because that will fit straight between the gap in the elbows.
A round to Vrondzi there, though.
Good round, very good round from Vrondzi. So round 2 of a scheduled 6. We've got XHULJO VRENOZI in the red corner, in the white and orange shorts with the yellow boots, and Richard Samuels in the blue corner, the black shorts with purple trim.
They were saying off camera, our boxing historian that many people in the boxing industry will know, Phil Bradley, was saying he's very impressed with how quick Vrondzi's hands are and how settled his feet are. Yeah, and Phil comes from a vast knowledge of background in boxing, and he was saying how impressed he was so far and how he put the shots together, and like I say, really commented about how quick his hands were and his feet were. So it's a good observation. We mentioned it beforehand, but it's a good observation. To get a compliment from Phil Bradley is a massive thing. So you know Vrondzi's doing something special. Yeah, absolutely. So to get Phil's approval is a thing, and rightly so. The first round he showed great variation. Great shots, especially that left uppercut and the right hand. So it's lovely left hook to the body there from Vrondzi as well. So that's nice. He varied it up. He threw the same lead left uppercut that he threw the first time, but instead of whipping the right hand over like he did in the first round, he whipped the left back round to the left hook to the body. That's a very, very hard thing to do. Yeah, it's a good shot. We both boxed in the past, and to come from a left uppercut to a left hook to the body is not a natural thing to do. Especially that smooth and that quick. So it's a really, really good show. I'm impressed with Vrondzi so far this time. We've seen him a couple of times. I think this is the best he's looked. No, 100%. I think he's been with Josh Burnham like 3 or 4 fights now, so I think maybe they finally settled into the style they like, because when you get new trainers, it sometimes takes a few fights to get used to the styles you want. Yeah, and he's getting used to boxing. So he's had a few boxes now, Vrondzi, and I know they're looking to push him on to titles hopefully later on next year, and on this performance so far, if he keeps this up, I think he's going to be there in the mix for titles. There's not too much he's doing wrong. I quite like what he's doing. Good feet there, good turning. There isn't too much he's doing too wrong. The only thing, if you're being super critical, is there's not lots and lots of head movement. But he's got good feet and he's got a high hand. So he just again went left hook to their body, left hook to the head, and moved out. The head movement isn't there, but I don't think he's actually needed it so far, has he? No, exactly. So and look, he's got his hands high. If you carry your hands low, then obviously you've got to move your head. There's a little bit of head movement, like I say, and that's only if we're being really picky, super critical. I think it's a great performance so far. Because we know Richard Samuels is a good fighter, a lot better than his record suggests, and does cause upsets on the road. Yeah, he's a decent amateur as well, Richard Samuels. So it's and Vrondzi there. You commented in the first round, Josh, about Vrondzi switching. He switched there from southpaw to orthodox almost effortlessly. It's a nice flow. It's a really, really good performance. I think he's so good at both stances. I'm actually struggling to see what his more natural one is. He's doing it really, really well. We thought he was a southpaw predominantly, but today he's shown orthodox more, and it's like you say, he's so comfortable in both. And we mentioned before Marchiani in the last fight, and he was a switch hitter, but you could see he was a little bit more comfortable in orthodox. But Vrondzi looks comfortable both here. So round 3 of a scheduled 6. 2 rounds so far to XHULJO, isn't it? Yeah, it's been a show. It's been a dominant performance, to be fair, for Vrondzi. As we said, it's the best performance I've seen in myself so far. I think one of the most impressive things about XHULJO is his footwork. He's just so well balanced. His feet getting him in and out of trouble every time. Every time he comes in, he's out for Richard Samuels has a chance for a punch. And as we said in the last round, we were almost trying to pick something to be super critical about, and it's been that good of a performance for him. And of course, look, we know Richard Samuels is no mug in his game. Of course, he's not obviously at the levels of titles. He's an away boxer and a very, very good one at that. But it's it's showing levels from Vrondzi, and he's handled it very well. The boxing historian Phil that's sitting next to us, he was going on about his feet in between the rounds. And he coaches a team called Southcourt from where he's from. And he was saying he's trying to adopt the footwork approach from boxing to football, and that's what he's working on. Yeah, just got caught with the right hand there. Yeah, as Phil said in between, mentioning the hands in the second round and the feet.
he has showed such good hand speed and footwork, and as you said, the balance. He's just tying it all together nicely, Veronzi. It's a really, really good performance from him. I see Josh Burnham in the corner, geeing him up, just tell him to use that uppercut a little bit more in between. And
I think Josh Burnham shown himself to be a very, very good coach. From Veronzi, from his first fight in the UK to now, is a great improvement. So I'm very impressed with Josh.
Yeah, very much so. And Josh is a good fighter himself. So it's
his career unfortunately cut short due to medical issues, but he's showing he can stay in the game, being a great coach.
Yeah, and he's made a good start. And like I say, he's certainly done well with Veronzi here. It's a very, very good performance from him. And I don't think there's too much, in between rounds. It's very difficult. I think the only thing that Veronzi's got to be careful as he's go over the rounds is losing concentration a little bit. He's pretty much getting it all his own way so far. And the only risk is he switches off and, lets Samuels back into the fight. But if he gets that was a good body shot from Samuels there. Just seemed to.
Julio's looking to hold there, isn't he?
Yeah, lift Veronzi a little bit. I don't know whether it was balance to push him back or whether the body shot hurt him, but it was a nice shot from Samuels.
His Albanian sports starting to get behind him now. It's creating a really good atmosphere here.
And that was a good shot there. We talked about that earlier, Josh, about the jab and the right hand to the body. Veronzi did it just a couple of seconds ago. I'd like to see it more. That will really fit in between their elbows. Nice body shot from Samuels again. Just seems to be a bit of a tactic this round.
Veronzi's looking to initiate the hole there, which I'm quite surprised by. He's been really comfortable at that sort of distance. So.
Yes, a couple of body shots have gone in, especially that left.
Do you reckon starting to feel the pace from those body shots?
Yeah, maybe. There's been a couple. It's been a couple of shots. And it's certainly been a more consensus effort from Samuels this round to go for Veronzi's body, and I don't think it's bad tactics because so far what Samuels has done in the first couple of rounds hasn't worked, so he's got to try something different, and the body I think is the different option.
Looks like Veronzi's starting to assert his dominance towards the end of the round again.
Second out, round 4.
So round 4. A Veronzi shout out so far, Josh?
Yeah, he went off the boil towards the end, in the middle part of the last round, but he came on strong towards the end. But I think maybe he switched off, but he's back on it now by the look of it.
Do you think it was he switched off? Was it concentration, or was it the body shots of Samuels from the last round?
I think a couple of the body shots were due to him being switched off and not moving off. When he moves like that, he just can't land on it. I think he stopped doing that in the last round. I think he realised his mistake and he's gone back to what was working.
Even though it was a couple of body shots from Samuels last round, it was still a clearly comfortable round for Veronzi. It's definitely his round. Beautiful hand speed from Veronzi. A lovely 1-2 there, whipping the 1-2 straight down the middle.
Again, effortlessly switching, really impressive.
Yes, his balance is the most impressive thing. He's not reaching for his shots. It's switching in between. Let's say sometimes you can get off balance, but that footwork in and out.
Just a lovely left straight there.
It's great. Nice little right hook there as well, as he's coming at it. As he's breaking out of the, from the clinch, he's a nice little right hook. It's, that's been the most impressive thing for me today is his balance and his footwork. I thought he's done an excellent job.
Is there anything you'd like to see Julio change up maybe? Do you reckon he could get Richard Samuels off? He changed anything up with his tactics?
I don't necessarily think he can get him out there. Samuels is tough. I don't think he's hurt Samuels at all, even though he's hitting with clean shots. Just more of the same. As I said a couple of rounds ago, the biggest risk that Veronzi's got in this fight is concentration, just switching off and then starting to get caught with silly shots. But when he uses his feet, when he uses the ring like that, he can make it nice and comfortable for him.
I think Vrenozi can definitely go in with some of the bigger people on his weight in this country because he'll give everyone nightmares. Just the movement alone and the switch hitting will take him very far.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see as he goes up levels how he handles it. And Samuels is following him around the ring a little bit, so it's allowing Veronzi to move effortlessly. So
he's not quite cutting the ring off, is he? He's just literally following. If he stepped across, Veronzi might have a bit more success backing him up quicker.
Exactly right, and that's what will happen as he goes up the levels. As he goes up the levels, the boys will cut off the ring a little bit more, so Veronzi won't move as freely as he has done tonight. But you can take nothing away from Veronzi. That's a great shot.
Right. He timed that very well as he was coming in, Samuels.
Excellent. So moving round to his right hand, then just to stop and throw the shot as Samuels was following him, as we mentioned about following him across, and just catching him as he comes across it. Even got the nod of approval from Phil Bradley sitting next to us. Great shot.
I actually think this is probably Hudo's best round so far. I think he's showing everything. Boxing on the back foot, landed some really nice shots.
He's got everything, you know, he's got everything to go.
Seconds out. Round 5.
We're into round 5 of the 6-round welterweight contest. Now joined by Mr. Phil Bradley, the boxing historian, replacing Kevin Campion for the last couple of rounds.
Cheers, Josh.
No worries. You're saying you're very impressed with some of the stuff Veronzi's bringing into the game. What's it?
Yeah, I mean, his footwork's really impressive. Every move he does is great. I mean, the little jab he keeps doing and stepping to the side to try and give it a right hook is really, really impressive.
As you're saying about his footwork, what do you like so much about it? Is this the way he effortlessly glides in and out?
Yeah, his footwork's really quick. He's really good at moving on his feet. He can move, he just moves around the ring. He's like a fairy.
Yeah, he's very, very light on the feet. Like, you don't see that very often in boxing rings. I think it's one of the most important things.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, footwork is definitely one of the most important things in boxing. Obviously, you've got to land the punches as well, but footwork is very important. As I was
explaining earlier, you're a footwork coach for your local football team, SVRA. So when you're trying to bring to football, is it just the lightness of the feet and then like the twisting and turning and stuff like that?
Yeah, just trying to make them quick on their feet so they can move the ball quickly, play really good football.
Veronzi's throwing his strength here, just pushing Samuels back.
Looks like both fighters are starting to tire a little bit now as well.
Yeah, it's been fought at a very decent pace. Veronzi's really obviously moving about constantly, so it really does drain you.
Oh, absolutely.
He's starting to back Samuels up in this round, which we haven't seen so far. Unloading on the ropes here, good 4-punch combination.
That was a good 4-shot combo there.
Lovely, see how he just stepped aside there.
I love that little side step. That side step's beautiful.
Oh, that left uppercut just narrowly missed there. Oh, lovely right hook off the ropes there from Vrenozzi. Samuels looked like it made him angry. He wanted to get him back straight away, but Vrenozzi's moving really well. Nice right hand there from Samuels, but Vrenozzi takes it well. Again, backs him up, showing his strength. A very animated Josh Burnham in the corner telling Vrenozzi what to do. Samuels looking to be the aggressor towards the end of this round. Oh, caught Vrenozzi with a lovely left hook there. Vrenozzi's big supporter starting to get behind him here at Yorkville, creating a terrific atmosphere. Vrenozzi again reacting to the crowd, making Samuels miss, making him pay. Another round for Vrenozzi.
Seconds out, 6th and last round.
It's the start of the 6th and final round. I think we've both given Vrenozzi every round. Is that correct, Phil?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. He's been awesome throughout.
I think the closest round was the last one, but again, Vrenozzi clearly won it, but Samuels did work him a little bit, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he got a little bit angry towards the end and started throwing some good punches. But Vrenozzi definitely had it.
Vrenozzi's going off behind his jab towards the last round. He doesn't need to do anything stupid here, does he? He's clearly ahead, doesn't want to take any risk, because Samuels looks very strong. You can tell he punches a little bit, so...
Yeah, absolutely. He just needs to just see it out now, doesn't he?
Would you have said that to Vrenozzi in your corner? If you were his trainer, would you say just go out there, stay behind the jab, don't do anything stupid?
Absolutely. I don't think he needs to do anything stupid. He's already won this fight. He could go all out for the knockout, but I don't think he's going to get it in this fight.
I completely agree with that, Phil. I think he's definitely taking that approach. He's just keeping those hands up tight, going around to the side, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. If he pushes too hard and tires himself out, it could go the wrong way.
Yeah, anything can happen in boxing. We've seen a lot of upsets happen in the last minute or so of the last round when people lose concentration,
yeah,
or empty their tank.
But tired legs, tired arms.
Exactly. But you're a big follower of the small hall circuit, aren't you, Phil? Would you say Vrenosi is one of the most impressive people you've come across?
Oh, he's very impressive, yeah.
Lovely head movement there from Vrenosi, just slipping the jabs. Samuels caught him, glancing right hand there, but he took it well. Great left hook to the body there from Vrenosi. Oh, again, great shot. That hurt Samuels. He's chopped his hand, he's backing up to the ropes. Vrenosi smells, but a third left hook to the body. Right,
he's going for the knockout.
He's got him here. He's getting him down. Samuels comes firing back. Vrenosi's not letting him off. What a great entrance round. Trading here. Samuels looks like he's done to the body. He's claiming a low blow, but I didn't see that personally.
How is he still standing?
He took some massive body shots there. I think Vrenosi kept on, he might be able to get him out of there because Samuels definitely felt those body shots.
I really thought Samuels was going to go down then. The amount of shots that Vrenosi was throwing at him, and he was just taking them all, and he's still standing.
I think 90% of professional fighters have gone down from that, but it shows how tough Samuels really is. He's coming on strong here.
Pushing back hard.
Shows he's a fit man because
now Samuels right against Vrenosi, pushing him right into the ropes.
I think Vrenosi his burst might have tied himself out there, so he's just moving about, but great head movement now. I think the gumshoe's come out.
He's looking a little bit tired now, isn't he? Definitely.
Yeah, the gumshoe's out. The referee will just pass it to corner and split back in. Vrenosi back on his toes for the last part of this round. Oh, great right hook. Samuels is literally running around the ring after him. Terrific last round to finish a good fight.
That was a great end to a great fight.
Yeah, all 6 rounds for Vrenosi. Very impressive performance. He's going to go very far.
And now, after 6 rounds of boxing, your referee Mark Bates scores the contest 55-59 in favour of XHULJO